Hey guys, it's Rush. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Today is another Hori Octa Pro video. This in front of you now is the finished product for the prototype. This controller is a brand new Hori Octa Pro, a second one that I purchased, and I've made modifications to it. So I've changed the D-pad to a Sega Saturn style D-pad. I have shaved down the rear shoulder buttons, as you can see there, and I have included the metal dome switches on the actual PCB of the D-pad on the inside. These tweaks have made the Hori Octa Pro the controller that I feel is the better controller. You may be wondering why I've gone through these lengths, and the reason for that is because I feel like everything else about the controller is great. The buttons are great, the shape and design is great, and also the fact that the polling rate, I believe the polling rate is between 500 to 1000. I've tried to test it myself and I haven't been able to get an accurate reading on what it is. But from what I've seen from people talking about this pad online, and also from playing Street Fighter 6 with this pad, it has a much higher polling rate than the Turtle Beach. Speaking of the Turtle Beach, so this controller, I have tried using this again on Street Fighter 6. If you've been watching me on stream recently playing Street Fighter 6 with these pads, you'll know how the hell of a difficult time playing the game. This pad has a 250 hertz polling rate, and the D-pad, I've never been that keen on it. It's just really weird for me. It's not my preferred style is all I can really say. Playing this game on this pad just doesn't work for me. Going back to it, I feel like sometimes it's okay, but overall I have a real tough time and it's not an option I'd go for. The old Hori Pad is good. It's very similar to the Hori Octa Pro, but with this pad, this has a really low polling rate. Whereas the Turtle Beach had a 250 hertz polling rate, this has a 125 hertz polling rate, and you feel it. Your inputs on Street Fighter 6 can be horrible. 1 minute you can get a combo, and with similar timing, you won't get the combo in the next breath. It's really difficult to play Street Fighter 6 on this pad. So why I mention these points is when I then went back to the Hori Octa Pro on stream, I was having a better time, but I was still struggling, and it's down to three particular issues. The first thing is with this D-pad. So whilst this is a Sega Saturn D-pad glued onto a Hori Octa D-pad, and the Octa D-pad is what is connecting it to the controller, this would fall off whilst I was playing. My solution for that, for the prototype, was to glue this onto the backing plate on the inside of the controller. So it still functions in the exact same way, but it will not fall off. This coming loose and falling off, well, not so much falling off, but it coming loose whilst I was playing on stream was really stressing me out, because I'd have to play. Whilst I'm playing, I'd have to press down to re-secure it and then continue playing. That was very annoying. Second issue was with the rear shoulder buttons, particularly L2. So L2 is set to my drive impact button, and I was pressing this by accident when my finger was sort of leaning here. So my finger naturally wants to be like that, and I would press this by mistake, getting random drive impacts. What I've done is I've actually shaved this down even more. If you look at that one on the left, look at the angle, compare it to one on the right, this one has less of an angle, less gap between the shoulder button and the back of the pad. Compare the two side by side, you can see this one's definitely shaved down more, and that's made a massive difference. To explain the final issue, I'll have to show you the old Hori Octa Pro. I have to open it up. So let's leave this one to one side. Let's go to my original, my sort of like test case one that came from Japan. If I take this apart now, and this is my fault, what I've done is the screws on the inside, there's actually 4 screws that hold the main PCB in place. This one there, that one there, there's one here, and there's also that one there, and you can see there's no screw in that hole there. Now what that was causing me to do is when I was playing the game, when I was pressing the left input, this one there, it was not registering left very cleanly. I was getting dashes instead of walking back. I'd be pressing back and Ken would just stop walking back, and that's because the screw wasn't in place. It was actually causing the circuit board to flex ever so slightly and not register the inputs. It sounds silly, but now I've put the screw back in, this one there, the D-pad section is much more secure, and that left input is not glitching out. So with those additional fixes and modifications made to the Hori Octa Pro, this now feels a lot more solid, and I'm a lot more confident now using this controller on stream. It's been a really rough ride, I'll be honest. Street Fighter 6 is not a game that I enjoy particularly much, but I'm trying to make the most of it. And having a vision with a controller and it not being up to par has just made it so much more difficult to enjoy. I've been really stressed. I've been stressed out because of all the time I put into the pad. I've been trying to play Street Fighter 6 in parallel with me getting a finalized D-pad made that I can sell. I want to play Street Fighter 6 to keep up the consistency, but this pad journey, which I never planned to go on, it's been good because I've learned so much more about 6.5 pads, but at the same time, it's not been a journey I wanted to take on board whilst grinding Street Fighter 6. So the way to close out the video is I want to apologize for the bad streams and the struggles that you've seen whilst being tuned in. It's not been fun for me, so I'd imagine it's not been fun for viewers of the channel as well. So I apologize that it's been so rough, but please understand that I'm trying to play the game and keep consistent, but I'm also having so many controller issues. And I'm at a point now where I feel like I have a confident build. So this is the prototype. The only thing I need to do now is get a D-pad that doesn't have to be glued on. It can screw on or like be connected where it's secure, and then you can play without it falling off. That's the final piece of the puzzle, but that will need a manufacturer to build that and then mass produce it once I've done my testing. So that's the next step of this process. But just please know that the streams have been rough and it's a combination of issues is what I'm trying to say. So I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your time listening to me rant about these 6.5 pads. As I said, it's been a journey. I've learned so much more about 5 pads. This still isn't perfect. There's still a few things that are not great, but overall, because of the responsiveness of the controller, the button layout, design, and the modifications I've made, the D-pad, the shoulder, and the innards of the PCB, it does feel really good, and I'm really happy with it at the moment. Things could go wrong, something else could break that I don't foresee, so we could be back to square one. But at the moment now, I feel like I'm in a much better place. So I thank you for your time watching this video. I thank you for your patience whilst I've been on this Street Fighter 6 6-button 5-pad journey, and I will keep you updated with progress on the final product when it comes to the D-pad. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Take care.